Getting personal, insulting, and bringing up deceased family members is perfectly acceptable in wrestling in 2023. But telling the truth and pointing out that a man wears women's clothing is crossing the line. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and today we are going to cross the line. We are going to call out the internet wrestling community, the IWC, what's left of the wrestling fan base in general, because for people to come out and get so upset about Roman Reigns for telling the truth, yet praise what happened on Raw last night is an absolute joke.
It is an absolute joke, guys. It's double standards of the highest degree. Seth Rollins was called a cross-dresser by Roman Reigns. I mean, to me, that's the correct terminology. But yet we have Christian Cage on Dynamite, Collision, whatever. Then you've got last night. It's happened previous in WWE before, where you've got them mentioning the dead relatives of the people involved. And yeah, if they contact them beforehand and say, "Are you alright with us using your dead family, your dead relative as a promo," then fair enough, go ahead. But how can people think this is great? I'll tell you why they think it's great, because it fits the narrative. Because you know what? Everyone hates Maxine Dupri because she can't work. And for some reason, we've got Candace LERAE being held on this pedestal as if she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is the same woman, as you pointed out in the Raw review, that's been wrestling for over a decade and only got the WWE in the last couple of years.
Right, so for those of you that do not know what we're talking about, on Raw, Maxine went for the Caterpillar, the Otis Worm, whatever it's called. She went for a reverse Caterpillar. Candace LERAE stopped it mid-move. She said, "You're not going to do that to us, you're not going to embarrass us, you're not going to perform that move on us," as if that move is somehow outlawed because it's not a serious wrestling maneuver or whatever. Candace LERAE then called Maxine a joke. She says that if you think the people online don't like you, if you think the fans don't like you, you want to hear what the women in the locker room are saying about you. Then she says that you're embarrassing, and she said, quote, "It's a good job your dead brother isn't here to see what an embarrassment you actually are," end of quote. Now, Candace LERAE has come out and said this. I've went on Twitter, I've seen the feedback. A lot of fans are praising Candace LERAE. They're like, "Go Candace, Candace slayed, or Candace dropping bombs, Candace doing this, Candace doing that." The point is, they're praising Candace. They're painting what she done in a positive light. They're saying that this was great. "Oh, she buried Maxine. Oh, Candace has turned heel. Oh, Candace is back. Heel Candace." They're putting this over as a great thing. Now, I'm not overly sensitive. I would imagine that Maxine Dupri has agreed for this line to be said. So, like, I've got no real issue with this line. I'm not going to bitch about this line. I don't mind it. I don't necessarily think it makes any sense whatsoever, and it comes out of the blue. It feels forced. It doesn't feel natural to me. I think if you're going to bring up someone's dead family, then you should probably be in a massive rivalry with them. But just to come out of the blue and be a face and then literally make your heel turn by saying this is a bit confusing to me. I don't think it makes sense, but whatever, so be it. However, the same people that are on Twitter praising Candace, the same people that every week are praising Christian Cage because he talks about someone's dead dad, these are the same people that were crying, having hissy fits, wanting Roman Reigns to apologise, wanting Roman Reigns to get cancelled, wanting Roman Reigns basically gone because he said something that they deemed to be, anti-LGBT or homophobic or against cross-dressers or whatnot. And all Roman Reigns did, he wasn't offensive, he didn't hurt anybody, he wasn't being anti-anybody, he was telling the fucking truth. Seth Rollins comes out every single week looking like a fag. He does. He comes out all this women's clothes. He looks like a moron, man. You see this guy coming out as feminine can be. He doesn't look like a star. He doesn't look like a tough guy. He doesn't look like somebody that WWE would want to represent as their world champion. He looks like a goof. He legit looks like a cross-dresser. And by the actual terminology of the word, Roman Reigns was correct to use this word. So therefore, how can people be more upset with Roman Reigns for basically saying the fucking sky is blue than they can be for people coming out and cutting promos and having to use dead family members to get heat? I like Christian, but it is a bit of a cheap way, I think, to be a heel.
It is a gimmick for Christian, but back on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins looks like the sort of guy where if a fan jumped the barricade, he would cower in fear. Oh wait, he is that sort of guy. He is that sort of absolute fanny man. Because he's pathetic, Seth Rollins. And Roman Reigns, yeah, did he use the term in like a negative way, as in, are you going to take you're going to base your decisions off this cross-dresser. Of course he did, but it's the truth. Look at him. It should be seen as a negative. Oh, but it's 2024. Let's dress as the opposite gender and have it be a gimmick. Fuck off. I hate Seth Rollins. I hate all these fans, man.
Seth Rollins doesn't look like the kind of guy that would get refused entry to a gay bar.
No, he doesn't.
He probably wouldn't.
He's probably the first guy on the list.
Probably the first guy in there, even before the workers get there. Seth Rollins is ready for a wee sherry martini, lining up at the bar. But yeah, nah, for me, Roman Reigns done absolutely nothing wrong, and I don't mind if people are getting upset about both. If people want to get upset about both, that's one thing. If people want to get upset about neither, that's another. But what I hate is the hypocrites. I can't stand the people that were crying and bitching about the Roman Reigns cross-dresser line, yet they're loving this stuff about the dead family member.
Yeah. And we had John Uber's wife actually crying about the fact that The Rock said Cody Rhodes was a mistake. I mean, hold on. What's honestly worse? I mean, obviously The Rock said it in kayfabe, right? What's worse, being called a mistake or actually mocking the death of someone's brother? I'll tell you what's worse, but she actually felt the need to take to Twitter, and she's the same windy licker that would probably be, oh, go Candace, go, you go girl, you're slaying. Fuck off.
See, be honest, like, I actually really cannot remember anything like this being done in wrestling when wrestling was good and heels didn't need to resort to this shit to get over. Now, I know Randy Orton done it with Rey Mysterio, but to me that actually kind of made sense because it was kind of playing into the storyline. Rey was doing everything for Eddie, Rey was winning the Rumble for Eddie, and Eddie, even though he was passed away, he was sort of involved. It was like Rey's motivation for going on to win and become champion. So I think it made perfect sense for actually Orton to bring up Eddie's death.
No, it did.
But when people were just whipping it, oh, your dad's dead or something, I mean, what's that got to do with wrestling?
Yeah, it's...
What has Maxine Dupri's dead brother for 2017 got to do with her doing a fucking caterpillar on Raw?
Yeah, I mean, it's a finishing move. I mean, I know it is a bit silly, right? But wrestling's silly. The entire concept of professional wrestling is silly. Alright?
See when all is said and done, I think Maxine Dupri will have a better career than Candice LeRae.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I said, Maxine Dupri just starting out within her first year, gets into wrestling, makes it to WWE. Candice LeRae took maybe 15 years to get to WWE. Got to WWE by the time she was in her mid 30s. So I mean, it is what it is. It took her over a decade to get there. And Maxie, it could be jealousy as well, to be honest.
Could be jealousy, right? But here, you can mock dead family members, but see if you mispronounce someone. Oh, you're fired, buddy.
You know, it's absolutely pathetic, guys. We ain't going to stand for here. We ain't going to have this shit on Fog Wrestling. Like I said, the dead brother thing, I don't need it. It's personally not my cup of tea, but I'm not against it. If they want to do that, then so be it.
Yep.
But these little fucking nerds on Twitter that are pissing their pants over Roman Reigns calling Seth Rollins a crossdresser, yet are saying this is great television, this was fantastic for Candace. I mean, go fuck yourself. I mean, seriously.
It's probably better than I think Johnny Gargano's ever did. But apart from that, that's about it.
Look at The Rock and Cena. I remember back in the day, they would make jokes about people being gay. How can you'll never get a star now. It's impossible for them
to... a fairy with a tooth?
No, but they can't get over. Cena's had to come out and apologise for that rap. I mean, you think of all the stuff The Rock said back in the day. I mean, he could never repeat all that. I mean, the guy calls the crowd meth heads, man, and everyone's fucking greeting.
I mean, if you can't make fun of drug addicts, what can you make fun of?
What do they want The Rock to do? Come out and cut a 41-minute promo about being the best? And that he wants to face Cody Rhodes in the ring to prove he's the best?
You can't beat me, I'm The Rock.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
Anyway, whatever, guys. Look, ridiculous. I don't agree with the whole... I don't disagree with it. I just... the fact that they're praising this, yet they're burying Roman Reigns is a joke. So, Roman Reigns was right. Seth Rollins is a cross-dresser. I mean, he literally does wear women's clothing, so... I mean, can't say any more than that. Catch you in the next one, guys. Let us know your thoughts down below. See you later. Peace.